be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling.
Hello everybody and welcome to today's vlog. I have my homemade boba with me so you can sit down and grab a snack. You probably clicked on this video because you saw the title and you need study tips, right? Well, I'm here to be your big sister and give you all the tips. Even if you're like older than me, I still think these tips could really help you and help you to get all A's. I wrote everything down on this laptop, so I'm gonna be, you see me looking over, that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so the first tip, we're just gonna jump right into it. So the first tip is making your notes cute. Let me show you what my notes are like. Okay, so this is like math, and then this was for physics, and then this was poetry and English. And you see how like I'm always like kind of like making it a little bit like these lines on it. I do that because it encourages you to study and not treat studying like a chore, and it makes it more enjoyable when you do study. Yeah, so that's a really good tip and I recommend doing it. Even if like you don't have to have all of these supplies, you just need to be able to be creative with your designs, and you can search them on Pinterest, cute notes, and just like go haywire. Okay, next is working ahead. It's really nice because when you work ahead in class, when the teacher starts, when you do start talking about it, the teacher will mention it, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I already know it, and you'll pay attention. So like, for an example, let's say you're watching a TV show or a movie, and you play like basketball or something. When when there's basketball in the movie, you're gonna be watching carefully because you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know this move. Oh yeah, I know this move. Like, you're gonna be like, yeah. So that's kind of an example on how it relates. How if you work ahead, that's gonna be the same thing for class. So you just get it in your head more. Flashcards. Flashcards help with. Next is flashcards. Flashcards help with memorization before a test, especially memorizing formulas or in any language class. Flashcards are your like best friend. And even if you don't want to make your own, because it has a lot for different classes, and they just have a wide variety of resources you can use. Next tip is working at a desk. Working at a desk tells your body to do something that you are doing something important. I used to work on my bed and it was not good. I would always get distracted, but when I started working on the desk, I felt more motivated and I was so much more productive. Okay, next we're gonna go into 2 techniques. These are like techniques I use for every study session. So it's gonna be the Pomodoro technique and blurting. Okay, so this is what the Pomodoro technique is, and then I'll tell you how it helps. So the Pomodoro technique is, first you choose a task, choose what subject you want to work on. You can really work on anything, doesn't really matter. Okay, then you set a timer for 25 minutes or however long. You use this timer to track your work session. So you work uninterrupted, focus just on that task for those 25 minutes. Put your phone on do not disturb, just clear your mind and just focus, lock in on that task. And then take a 5-minute break, and after the timer rings, you'll like relax, sit on the couch, grab a drink, grab a snack. Like during the timer, you're not grabbing snacks or anything, but when you grab that snack, then that's good and it prevents burnout. Then you repeat the cycle 4 times, and then after 4 cycles, you take a longer break and then restart. Okay. The reasons why the Pomodoro technique helps is because it enhances focus, because you know that you only need to concentrate for 25 minutes, so it makes the task feel like more manageable, if you know what I mean. It prevents burnout. The regular breaks like make sure you stay refreshed and avoid getting tired. It really boosts motivation and gives a sense of like accomplishment, like when you finish one of the Pomodoros. You can customize the intervals. So like let's say 25 minutes feels too short or too long, then you can just change it like to like 10 if it's like 15, or like you can change it to like an hour. I know people who do Pomodoro for like 45 minutes to an hour. There are apps like Forest In the tomato timer, there are apps like Forest and the tomato timer that you can use to help track your sessions. Tomato timer is a website if you like can't download the app, but the app like Forest, it's like it has your timer, and if you leave the app before the timer is done, then your tree will die. Like you're growing a little tree and your tree will die, and it's like so sad. So you don't want to leave the apps, right? So it also helps you. Um, the next technique is blurting. Okay, blurting while studying is really simple. It helps like memory, and here let me tell you how it works. So this is how blurting works. You study a topic, and then you set aside all your notes, all your material, all your flashcards, everything, and you just get a plain sheet of paper, and you just write down everything you can remember, like everything. It doesn't matter if it's just like a random equation. Just write down everything. Okay. You can say it out loud. Saying stuff out loud actually really helps as well. And just do all of that stuff without looking at your notes. Okay, then you compare what you've written with your study materials and identify anything you missed or got wrong, and focus on those during your next review. And that helps so much for tests. Okay, blurting, like, okay, here's like how it helps. Blurting forces your brain to like remember its active recall, so it helps you remember it in the long run because you're trying to remember like yeah, it's just called active recall. You can do more research on it too. And it by highlighting what you couldn't recall, blurting like shows you where to focus your efforts, like what you should be studying. It builds your confidence, like when you successfully recall the material, it feels so nice, and like recalling like what you like were struggling on, it just feels so nice. And then it encourages like writing or speaking about what you've learned, and it just makes a deeper connection with what you're studying with. Okay, that's all the techniques and study tips I have for this video. Happy Vlogmas Day 5, or no, Day 4. I don't know why I said 5, it's 10:04. But happy Vlogmas Day 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So, stay tuned for the rest of the Vlogmas.